Hey, Bravo besties, I'm Jenny.
And I'm Kiani.
This is the podcast where we relive Bravo's drama in order, one iconic franchise at a time.
From Housewives to Vanderpump and more, we are breaking down every moment you love.
No bias, no agenda, just the gossip and commentary you came for.
Get comfortable. Your ultimate Bravo rewatch starts now. Hey, Jenny.
Hey, Kiani.
How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
I'm doing good. This week is kicking my butt, but we're making our way downtown, as they say, and we're just getting through it.
Yeah, this week, as in a whole 2 days of the week, are kicking your butt.
Yeah, we're currently 2 days into the week, and I am gassed.
Well, in better news, next week we'll be back in the same city. So you just got to get
Yes,
through
we
this
will.
week, and we'll see
That's
each other
right.
on Monday or
It's
Tuesday.
basically like Christmas.
Yeah, it's the best holiday of the year. Anytime we're
Yeah.
together, it's the holiday.
Yes, I love that. I love our holidays. Because not all vacations are created equally. And the housewives are experiencing that this week. So tonight, right
Oh.
now, we are covering season 1, episode 2 of The Real Housewives of Orange County. And this episode is titled, Is It Hunting Season Yet?
It's a great question.
The episode names are kind of starting to get a little funny. But the reason for the title is because we're immediately thrown into Shane Keogh, who is Gina's son, being dubbed as the official rabbit hunter of Koto de Casa, which basically means that he's going to take out some pellet rifles with his friend who's from Australia, which allegedly gives him all the credentials to shoot things. They are going to make their way over to Vicky's house to try and get rid of her rabbit problem.
This is such an interesting way to start this. They're making a whole storyline out of these rabbits. They feature 3 different housewives talking about this rabbit problem.
No, they definitely do. There's a huge issue with rabbits, apparently. They might as well be a cast member at this point.
Might as well sign them up, give them a tagline.
I don't know about you, but when I was watching this, I started to feel like really nervous and icky knowing that this season was airing back in 2005 because I don't think they would have put it past them to show them actually like shooting and killing a rabbit. And I was like, that's not what I want to see today.
No, and what the pellets? Did they think that was going to more than just like injure the rabbit? What was
Yeah,
the
no, they were
expectation there?
shooting. They had, I don't know. I feel like they were definitely shooting to make them not be alive.
To unalive them, yeah.
Absolutely, and
But
they're so
with
cute
an
too.
airsoft? With
Yeah.
a pellet though? That wouldn't those things hurt like bruise at most.
Yeah, they do.
I also love Vicky answering her door as almost like the MILF of the neighborhood, like, "Oh, my rabbit problem. Come help
"Oh,
me."
you're here about my rabbits?"
The rabbits in her Bermuda shorts.
Oh my god, Bermuda shorts. That's right. These were alive and well at the time. This is not
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be the last we see of them. I owned a few pairs of Bermudas. Did you own any?
I was more of the checker like the plaid print, multicolored,
Yes.
and then
Mhm.
you pick the accent color of the plaid, and then that's the polo shirt you wear.
Yeah. I was more of like a double cami, like the top one
Mm,
has the lace trim and the bottom one is
sure.
like to your knees.
Yep.
That was really that was really my style.
Who needs to pull up in your pants when you can pull down your tank?
Exactly, exactly. Just in case anyone was unsure about the different colored straps on my shoulders, we had to really sell the point that there was a shirt
Sure.
underneath, a base layer.
A base layer cami. Also,
A
this
layer.
Australian, where
Mhm.
did this Australian come from?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure, like, we're never gonna see him again. I wouldn't be surprised
Mm-mm.
if we never see this
Yeah,
guy again.
so odd.
And then Gina also mentioned he was from kangaroo country, referring to Australia, and I just wanna
Yeah,
this is a question for all the Australians, like, are you cool with that? Is that, like, a cool way to reference that, where you're
yeah.
from?
Is that the brand you want?
Yeah.
Alright, so we get through the rabbits, and speaking of Gina, she decides to take her kids on a vacation to Mexico with all this rabbit stuff going on. Ugh, I mean, imagine multitasking in this way, crazy.
She's leaving her home unarmed against the
That's
rabbits?
crazy. And the bat boy to Uncle Godfather shows up, Richie. What's your
Yes.
take on this guy?
Richie, he's giving off that energy. He's giving off this, like cool guy, like, I'm, like, trying to act 15 years younger than I actually am, and I'm just, like, really, like, this big bro figure to these kids, which you
Yeah,
can see it's, like, well received, and honestly, he's probably like, if he's, like, a pseudo parent kinda stepping in, he's probably the nicest parent out of the 3 options that these kids have.
sure, sure.
But Rishi doesn't bother me too much.
No?
He definitely he has interesting motives, but I don't know. I think he's
Yeah,
like a good balance. I wanna see the good in Richie.
that makes one of us.
What do you think of him?
I just his dynamics with the kids are so odd to me because he was what did they say? He was, like, 15 when he was the bat boy or 13 or something like that, and so to me, he's probably in his 30s. Like, can you imagine behaving this way in your 30s with your quote unquote "niece and nephew"?
I mean, me, myself, right now, heck no. But I feel like I had an uncle similar to him, and it was like, as a kid, my favorite uncle. From the kid
Mm,
perspective, best guy.
yeah, sure. Well, and I do like that he kinda steps in as, like, the guy that goes on the trips with them and, like, because their dad can't go, like, it is kinda cool that he is around. It's
Mhm.
just so like, the dynamics are so weird to me. Before we got to the arrival of Richie, there's the mountain bike Slade of it all.
The mountain bike Slade. Okay. So, since your dad is an aficionado of
Sure.
biking, I've learned a lot of lingo from you.
Mm.
So, in my notes, I specifically put Slade's kit is so crazy.
Did you like the kit?
I wouldn't say like, it was
What would you say?
interesting.
What's the word?
A lot. It was a lot. It's a lot of
It's a good word.
colors. I mean, they are usually they're spandex, so they're tight, and I just didn't
Yeah.
enjoy that.
Did you prefer the, scene where he's doing exercises in his underwear or
Oh my gosh, with his silly little eye mask that he just stole out of the freezer.
This whole Slade scene is crazy. Your fiancé called out that this is real American Psycho vibes.
Well, yes, he made a lot of parallels to a movie that I have not seen called American Psycho, and I mean, I believe it. I haven't seen the movie, so I can't say for sure. Have you seen it?
I have seen it, it's been a long time, but yes, I believe it, just, like, real psychotic. And he also your fiancé also said that it he felt that, like, the producers and filmers were making fun of this guy,
Yeah, he
Slade.
definitely got that vibe, and I think that what I was kinda perceiving from it is that this is a guy who really wants to be a cast member on this show. I think he is trying to embody, like, the 6th housewife of this season.
Give him an orange.
Like, most of his conversations and everything, like, in terms of his interviews and his confessionals or whatever, all of that is talking about himself, not about Joe. Is a very big difference between him and the other husbands on the show.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you don't really see the other like, you definitely don't see Scott very often,
Mm-mm.
the Kimberly's husband. He's the
Yeah.
only one that's really like, "I'm in this."
Yeah, he gets the most screen time out of all the guys, and speaking of, he ended up having them come and follow him to film a business meeting that he had set up through Gina with a
Dude.
potential client. This client's name is Brent, and when he shows up, Brent had no idea that this fool was gonna be there or for what. He's probably just thinking like, "Oh, they're coming to film some show for and I'm gonna be on TV because 'cause I'm rich and famous." And this is the most awkward encounter I've ever sat through. It's so ridiculous. He can't
Eh
get his words out. The guy is very obviously blowing him off because Slade is trying to, like, pitch himself basically so that he could make
yeah,
money, and as the guy's blowing him off, he's just getting really upset, but he's not giving up, and he continues to take this conversation to dinner with Joe and tells her all about it, and one of the things he mentioned specifically is that he was upset because he feels that this guy's a billionaire and he has no tact. And I was, like, really confused that he thought that that was the reason, that it was this billionaire who just can't keep himself focused on anything rather than, "He just didn't wanna talk to you, bro." Like, he's not
Yeah.
interested in what you're selling.
Yeah. He probably already has a title guy. I don't know if you thought about that. If he's a billionaire in this real estate industry and works with Gina, like, he already has a guy. I don't understand. And
Yeah.
I thought it was so weird because it felt very rehearsed to me, like they were on the verge of laughing the whole time.
Hmm.
So I was confused. I was like, did they have a whole, like, banter? Like, did they have this whole thing planned? Or was it truly just that awkward?
I feel like it could be that awkward. I think Slade came in knowing what he wanted to say, but I really think this guy Brent was like I said, just, like, told, like, "Hey, you wanna be on a show?" And he was like, "Cool. I'm not gonna ask any questions because 'cause I'm a dude."
Fair enough. Maybe he thought he was on, like, The Celebrity Apprentice or something.
Oh my god, can you imagine? This was his tryout.
This was his tryout for The Apprentice. Also, of course, Slade drives a Hummer.
Oh god, I know. It's a lot of car. It's too
It's
much car.
really unnecessary.
It's very unnecessary just for, like, a guy who's commuting into the office. Like, maybe yeah. Mm-mm. Not into that.
Not into it. So, that's most of our I feel like that's most of our Slade fix for this episode, right?
Yeah, I think so. My lasting note was just how much Joe is getting completely lost in translation when it comes to, like, all the scenes that Slade is having.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's true. She only really had the scene where they're at lunch and then or dinner, and then the scene with Kimberly.
Mhm. Yeah, her and Kimberly actually hang out. They're the first besides Vicky and Lori, who obviously work together, we
Mhm.
know, but Joe and Kimberly are kind of the first cast members to hang out and see each other.
Yeah. Again, for the second time after their boozy brunch.
Yeah, but this time, Kimberly takes Joe to some country club that they probably both belong to, and
Mhm.
Kimberly and her do a tennis lesson. So, this one's really funny to me because I
Ugh,
love how the tennis pro just immediately rips Joe's gear apart that Slade bought for her.
I know. Is your fiancé out to lunch? She's like, "What do you mean? Does he go to lunch a lot?"
That's such like a rich people diss.
I know. Is he out to lunch? Wow. The outfits, the jewelry coming off, the whole in the clubhouse getting all the gear, that whole scene with that guy is just it's good. It's quality.
It is pretty quality. Yeah, he's talking about Joe's boobies at one point.
Like you do, casually, with strangers,
Yeah, yeah, as you do when you are
naturally.
giving someone a tennis lesson.
Yep. The "Oh, yeah, I'm athletic, like, I played sports in high school, 10 years ago."
Yeah. And what was the sport she played?
She said she was on the softball team and she did cheer.
Really sets her up well for tennis.
Um, and then I love the comment that she makes about Kimberly being the most fit she's ever seen for a woman her age.
Oh, yeah, subtle diss.
Yeah,
Coming from the youngest one Joe
yeah,
is like half of their age, all of them,
yeah. She's
quite
like, "Oh, by the
literally.
way, you're old, but you look good."
Yeah. Joe is so young that she's, like, at the point where, like, when you're 8 years old and anyone who's, like, over 16, you're like, "You're old." Like, that's kind
Yes.
of how it feels, like, the way that she's saying that Kimberly's old because she's really not.
So we've got the not much coming out of that tennis lesson except really the getting ready part. Was there anything else that stood out to you about their lesson?
Not really. It seemed pretty much about the bagging on Slade for not knowing anything about tennis, yet pushing Joe to do that.
Yeah, so random. Only these rich neighborhoods would be like, "Let's go play tennis."
Yeah, I have played tennis for fun, maybe, like, a handful of times, and I don't own my own racket. I probably borrowed one. Maybe it was just not even a real tennis racket, maybe it was one of those badminton rackets.
That would be
I
quite
love a
different
good
from a tennis
badminton.
racket.
I
You
love a
do?
good
You're a
badminton.
badminton girl?
Yeah. If I had to pick a sport like that, I would probably do badminton, or I
Mhm.
would wanna learn how to play croquet.
Yeah, croquet is a good choice. I wanna be the Gossip Girl episodes where they're
Mhm.
playing croquet, or the Gilmore Girls episode where they do it when they're being held in, like, those makeshift carriages. You know what I'm talking about? When
Oh.
they do the Life and Death Brigade
Yeah, yeah,
episode?
yeah. Mhm. You want
That
you
would be
wanna
the
do
version
that?
that I want. Yeah. But only if Logan is there, naturally. Okay, so what about Kimberly? This is one of her only scenes this episode, and then the other scene was that she feels social pressure from her neighborhood to upgrade her car, and they go shopping.
Yes. They
The
do
whole
go sh
fam.
I wanna commend her on how thorough she was when asking questions about the car's safety and all the features, like, she was rattling off questions to the salesperson, like, making them absolutely work for it. And I was like, "I learned something."
Yeah,
Next.
she was really going after it with the safety features. She got in the trunk to make sure her dogs would fit. Like this girl was thorough.
Yes, she is the most thorough. Oh my gosh. But what I thought was kind of funny, just and very telling to the time, is that she's mentioning it's fine. Like, I know SUVs aren't like great for the environment, but or great for gas, especially. She's like, but I'll worry about it when gas is like $9 to $10. And I just kind of chuckled because they're in Southern California. And if there's one thing about California that's consistent, it's their super high gas prices. And so gas is very high in California, and that doesn't seem to have stopped people from not driving SUVs.
Yeah, or the Hummers. Her and Slade
Yeah.
at the gas pump.
Overall, from Kimberly, I'm not really getting much from her. And I hope that we see more of her and get to know her personality a little bit more in future episodes because we just haven't seen too much of her.
No, and it feels like at this point they're really just using her as a method to get Joe on the screen more.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. She is carrying those scenes. It's either with Joe or it's like at the tiniest little bit,
Yeah,
really.
yeah. All right, what else we got this episode?
So, what also happened, speaking of vacations, everyone was up in Mexico, which is really exciting. So, Vicky took her daughter, Brianna, and Brianna's friends, who are all cheerleaders, on a cruise. And if there's one thing you should all know about me now, is that I love a cruise. I
Your
absolutely
girl
do.
loves a cruise.
Don't come at me if you don't like cruises, but I love a cruise. And so I was really excited for them, honestly, going into this. When
Yeah,
she returns from the cruise, she's extremely worried about finances. She ends up having it out with her son, arguing about how her son Michael is not working and that he needs to get a job. And he is also not doing great in school, we learned. So it's just a bad scenario. Then she also shares some concerns about her colleague, Lori, her coworker and the other housewife, of course, and just about her future and how she's been doing at the insurance company. But the vacation with her daughter is really exciting for me because this is where we get to see the first glimpse of Vicky whooping it up. In fact, she actually does her whoop whoop during the episode, and it was thrilling.
it's just so good to get little samples of it. It's
It's so
happening.
good.
Vicky is happening.
It's like a metamorphosis. She's still in the cocoon, but we're gonna see her spread her wings.
Yeah, the Brianna, lip it, suck it, slam it on the tequila shot. I was like, "Yes, Vicky."
I love Brianna being, like, so excited that her mom was, like, for the first time on a vacation, like, actually having fun and, like, relaxing.
Yes, yes.
So,
So
it's
this
see.
might be one of the first times, like, Vicky even realizes that she can whoop it up.
Yeah, this is
This
true.
might be her awakening.
The awakening of the whoop.
She didn't even know she had it in her.
It's coming out. It's defrosting.
Ooh, defrosting. It's like Mariah Carey before Christmas.
Absolutely. As Vicky's away, her house is still full and there's still a lot going on. There's a really thrilling scene of Dawn and Michael sharing a bowl of cereal, and
I
just kinda
loved
waiting
that
around.
scene. Oh, it's so good. It's just silence.
It's just absolute silence. All you hear is the cereal drop in the bowl and then just crunching.
It's so good. And then it cuts to them, like, going on one of those banana boats, the girls, and, like, doing
Yes.
backflips on the beach.
Yep. Having the most fun, the best time ever.
Were you a cheerleader in high school if you didn't do, like, one of those cheerleader lifts when you were out in public anywhere?
That's fair. I feel like you weren't. I didn't personally cheer ever. Um, so I feel like when you are a cheerleader, you just bust out the moves whenever, if ever, at all times.
Right, you have to.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
How else are people gonna know that you're athletic?
They just wouldn't.
One thing about Don, he actually gets a little bit of a solo scene in this episode, because he's headed off to a interview in Northern California. He's not currently working, and I thought it was ironic that he was concerned that Michael was not currently working either.
Yeah.
But, Don is headed to this interview, and he mentions that his only goal is to convince them that they can't relocate him. He's gonna stay where he is because he wouldn't wanna relocate his family, and
You tell him, Don.
the first thing I said was, "As if," because
I
there's
know, this was way
no
before
way.
the days of remote work.
Yes,
That wasn't a thing.
absolutely, but also, Vicky is clearly the breadwinner and has an insurance company
Yeah.
based out of your home and is literally named after your community, so I definitely don't see her relocating for Dawn.
No, and he even said, like, "Oh, I'm not really concerned about, like, rushing into getting work, but, like, my family is." It's like, "Well, what does that mean, Don?"
Yeah, means he's chilling. He's sitting at home, eating his cereal, boiling his hot
Yeah.
dogs, and he's a happy guy.
Vicky boiling those hot dogs while she's, like, yelling at her son about his GPA. I'm like, "Vicky, what is this?
It's chaotic, it's a lot.
Vicky, what is this? Who boils hot dogs at home?"
She's slaving away in the kitchen.
She boiled 3 hot dogs? You can't just put that on the stovetop, get a little char on it?
Yeah, at least a little bit.
That
Sick,
was insane. That was
absolutely sick.
psychopath territory. Who does that? So, while Vicky's out of work and she's, whooping it up in Mexico,
Mhm.
we get a scene with Lori and her daughter where Lori gets a call from the school, and I first of all love the headset plugged into the flip phone.
Oh,
So good.
so
2005.
classic.
Love it. Um, that Josh gets into trouble at school. He gets arrested, which is adding to stress in their household and at her business. And now her daughter works at the business with her. So she's got a lot of family stuff going on.
She definitely does, and it's sad because, you would think at this point that her daughter is who was out of the house at one point but had to come back, would be more willing to, like, pitch in and help out, realizing how hard it is to, like, be living on your own, let alone caring for other humans. But unfortunately, that's not the case for Lori, and so
No.
she's still raising her 19-20-year-old daughter. She's trying to raise her 2 younger kids as well, and it's kinda feels like she can't catch a break.
Yeah, absolutely. And, her husband left, right? And she's having to explain to her young daughter, like, what's going on with Josh after he gets arrested and is now in juvie.
Yes. She gets a call from the school, and they're basically like, "Hey, by the way, we caught your son with stuff he shouldn't have had, and now he's going to juvie." And that's just in the middle of her workday while Vicky's
Yeah.
gone.
So she's dealing with that. And she honestly, her parenting style feels kind of way ahead of its time in the way that she interacts with her daughter after the fact and is very honest with her and is like, "Do you have any questions? Like, how are you feeling?" I feel like at this time, that was not the predominant way to handle these types of situations with younger siblings.
No, absolutely. I feel like it would have probably been a lot more common for them to just lie about it, like make up some story, be like, he's away, he's at camp or something. I wonder how many people I knew that weren't actually at camp.
Yeah, who did you know that was at camp? Yeah, so that was a sad scene, and watching her go visit him too was sad.
Hmm.
Just the whole thing, like, the divorce really impacted him, apparently.
Yeah, I just feel like she is missing her old lifestyle too at the same time. Like she's doing what she needs to get done, but like she does clearly talk about her old lifestyle when she was still married and when, she didn't have to worry about supporting the whole family. But
Yeah,
she's busting her ass, and I give her the credit for doing that.
totally. How do you feel about her friend Lorelai? What's your take on this girl?
Well, as a big fan of Gilmore Girls, I really want to love
Yes.
Lorelai, naturally.
Uh-huh,
But
uh-huh.
Lorelai almost feels like the friend that's, like, a little bit, like, sabotaging her from, like, progressing forward. Because right now they're in the same boat. They're both, like, kinda newly divorced, they both have kids that they're trying to support and don't have the best relationships with their exes, so co-parenting is probably a hot mess. And so it feels like she wants, like, Lori to stay in this bubble and not find new love, which is what Lori expresses that she wants.
Yeah,
So the way that she is just kinda telling her, like, "You shouldn't introduce guys to your kids." I mean, being that she's in a similar situation and that's your close friend, sure, give advice, but I feel like she's been a little aggressive about it.
yeah. She's like, "No, we gotta stay on the hunt together."
Mhm. Yeah, she doesn't wanna lose her going out friend.
You never do.
No, you never do. Hilarious, though, the way that these ladies are dressing to go out to the clubs. They're wearing halter silk tops with low-rise jeans that are bedazzled and
Sure are.
studded, with their fancy schmancy belts that are also bedazzled and studded, and it's
Yes.
hilarious to me that they're just on the prowl.
They are really on the prowl. Yes. It is such a fun thing to watch.
It really is. What was your take from Lorelai?
Yeah, I think she's fine. I think it's good that she has a friend. It's always good to have a friend in a similar life stage to you, especially when it's a hard life stage that can understand what you're going through. But I agree with you that I think at some point it's going to become toxic, like kind of holding her back from getting over it and moving on. I also feel it's a little bit interesting. Like, I know you can't just like live and wallow, in what's going on with your family, but I don't know the timing of them going out, but it does feel a little weird to like have all this stuff going on at home and you're like out partying with your friend, talking about meeting men.
I had that thought as well because she is really struggling, and I mean, she makes it pretty clear that she's struggling with money and finances specifically. So, yeah,
Yeah.
going out to dinner and going out and buying drinks, like, doesn't seem like a move that matches your scenario.
Yeah. Well, I hope with those outfits, they're getting their drinks paid for, honey.
Yeah, but the dinner, that had to have been on them.
That's true because they were having girl time. So,
Yes, exactly. But yeah, get your drinks paid for, girl.
yeah. What are we doing? Where, we cut back to Lori going through what she's going through while Vicky's on vacation. And then eventually we cut to Gina, who's also on vacation in Mexico with her boy, man child, Richie, and then the other kids.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and they're whooping it up too, just in different parts of Mexico. But yeah, Shane's biggest motive is he just wants to get drunk in Mexico, right?
He does. He just wants to get drunk in Mexico.
And Richie is there to support him every step of the way.
See, this is the part where I was really like, Richie, you're giving me the ick. The things he was saying at the club with the girls was just so upsetting. It was so upsetting to me.
It was bad. It was bad. Can you give a sample of some of the things?
Yes, it was like men, we've got this thing between our legs, a penis that ruins our lives. To these like 17, 18-year-old girls that he just met and that he's like his nephew, other cousin, sister, friend, whatever is trying to hit on. Like, what is this?
I get that because that's really creepy. But I also think it's a good life lesson, maybe, for these girls that when the creepy man comes up to you at the bar, you kindly send him away immediately.
You And maybe not so kindly with Richie. Maybe not so kindly send him away.
Well, it was kind only because one of them did wanna hook up with Shane.
That's true. That
I
is
feel like
true.
in any other circumstance, yes, unkindly or kindly, whatever you feel like it. Whatever the situation is warranting.
Yeah, and then a couple things that were some of my favorite aspects of these scenes. They're at the pool, and I love that Kara says that Shane is cute, but he has a bad personality. Thank you, Kara. We're all thinking it. Thank you for saying it.
So good.
And then the fact that they're just such youths at the bar ordering screwdrivers at night, like, love that. And then, the girl that Shane picks eventually, of course, is wearing a denim skirt with, like, one of those cargo pant straps, like, I'm sorry, why does this skirt need that feature? What is that for? The strap?
For security, stability,
Is that for your
style.
keychain? Like, what are you putting on there? What do you strap into your mini skirt? What do we call those now? Micro skirts?
Yeah, I think so. The little jean skirts that had the super high
Yeah,
flare.
yeah.
Oh, man,
This scene was so good and so bad in so many ways.
it really was. But they accomplished their mission because Shane did in fact get drunk.
He did, and he grinded with the girl. The good old days of grinding.
Gosh,
Gotta love him.
to be young.
To be a youth in Mexico. Imagine being 18 in Mexico. I never went. at that age. Did you go that young?
Well, I went on a cruise when I was 18, so I kinda went the Brianna way, where
Oh,
international
okay.
waters allow you to drink alcohol as an 18-year-old, and that
Yes.
was I think that's I went on a cruise at the right time. I think that's why I love them so much.
That's why you love them.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Okay. Gina and her whole family, they have one of the most interesting dynamics to me because they absolutely bag on each other. Like they're constantly poking fun at each other and they're highly competitive just because they were raised that way. But they're also at the same time, I feel like the most close knit family. Like a lot of like contentious spots probably, but also probably the most love. Like
Mhm.
they just know each other really well.
Yeah. It seems like they spend a lot more time together, at least, because if you think about obviously, we're not seeing a lot of Kimberly's family's dynamics for whatever reason, but, even just looking at Vicky's, you don't see Michael and Brianna interacting a bunch, and I'm not seeing, like, Lori's kids interacting a lot either, on camera at least.
No, yeah, Lori's youngest daughter is close to Josh, her son, but we don't get to see a lot of that because he's not around.
What did you think of that long they spent a lot of time going over Josh's past. Have we ever seen I don't know if I remember seeing in such an in-depth look into a kid's background.
No, I don't think so either, and I'm glad you brought that up because his memories of, like, his childhood are actually very sad. Like, there's a lot of emotional
Very.
stuff going on under the surface there, and I think it's
Very
good that
dark.
he was willing to share it, but yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, and I'm wondering when his interviews were. Were they before the thing at school or, like, did they already get those interviews before or was it after the fact? Like, after he
Not
came
sure.
back from juvie?
I would imagine after, but I'm not sure, only because usually the confessionals are to talk about the events that have happened up to that point.
True. But like, I wonder if they're running because in current seasons, right, it's like they play the episodes for the housewives and the housewives are commenting on it now after the fact.
Mhm.
I don't know if they're being does it feel like they're still being cut in the same way where, like, it's kind of after the fact and they're watching it back, or does it feel like they're kind of just interviewing them as they go?
I feel like it is a little bit more maybe as they go then, now that you've
Yeah, because it doesn't feel
pointed
like they're really commenting on this scene. They're more commenting on, like, themselves and, like, what's going on.
yeah, I guess that does make more sense for sure. I mean, that's kind of how we've gotten some of these great looks in some of these confessionals.
Did you like the bikini look from Joe?
Yeah, Joe's wearing just a bikini, just sitting outside on her patio. We previously saw Kimberly just parked on the side of the road with her bike.
That one's my favorite.
And then just pretty much everything Slade does, he'll pull himself over for a confessional interview.
We almost need to rank confessional looks
I think
at
we
the end of the
do.
season too,
Yeah, I
especially
agree.
because there's such a variety. In the current Housewives, it's like a whole thing to, like, who had the best confessional look, like, it's a big
Yeah.
to-do,
Yes.
and it's so funny then to go back and watch these where it could be anything. This Joe's probably in her pajamas and slippers.
Yeah, she had no idea how important this look was gonna end up being, probably.
No clue.
No idea. How was she to know?
And how is she to know?
But, yeah, overall, really good episode. I feel like we definitely got to dive more into some of the ladies, and hopefully we'll get to see more of the others that we didn't get to see as much.
I know, I wanna learn more about Kimberly for sure.
Yeah, I do too. So, I have a confessional question for you, Jenny.
Oh god, what is it this time? I don't like these, I don't remember ever agreeing to this.
That's why it's a confessional question. If you
I need
were
to start coming up with them for you.
I mean, you should have, because it's a thing now.
I didn't think it was gonna be an ongoing item.
My confessional question is, if you were one of the OC housewives, would you spend more time managing your finances or managing your Botox appointments? If you were a housewife, put yourself in the mind headspace of a housewife.
Botox appointments, absolutely, yes.
Okay, I like that answer. It's honest.
We're too busy managing our finances, how embarrassing.
Oh god, I hate that for us. But also
So
love that for us
embarrassing.
because 'cause we'll never be Lori.
But she is skinnier, prettier, and better than Vicky, so in Vicky's words.
Yes.
And we'll see more of that dynamic duo in New Orleans next episode when they go to their conference, so
Oh,
something to look forward to.
Absolutely. We get our first, like
Fresh
good.
Botox? Let's go.
They're ready to hit the mean street of bourbon.
Sure are. Imagine running into Vicky on Bourbon Street.
Oh my god. I would just die right there. I would simply pass away. No, yeah.
You would never have to go on, that's it. We've
Put a
made
fork
it.
in me. Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
and with that